Swing Vote. Okay, Swing Vote stars Kevin Costner, Kelsey Grammer, Dennis Hopper, George Lopez. Good cast. I think it's a simple premise. You know, tie for the presidential election. One man has to decide who's going to win. And I was wondering how they were going to choose that. Like, I know this story's fiction, but I didn't want him to go totally off the tracks. Like, oh, wait, there's only one vote. It's a tie. What are we going to do? Are we going to pull out of a hat and see who's going to vote? Or did everybody in America vote except for Kevin Costner's character? But I did like the way they did that. Like, I'm not going to try to give anything away, but something happened during the vote. That's all I'm going to say. Something during the vote. I did like that. Now, Kevin Costner's character, I liked him, but I just didn't feel like he all of a sudden, like in one night, basically, he just kind of learned his lesson. Like, I thought there would be, like, kind of a little progression of him getting better, but then it's kind of like, bad, good. It just kind of went up right away. I'm like, really? I don't really believe this. Also, there's basically three stories. There's Kevin Costner's story, there's the president's story, and there's this news reporter story. The news reporter, I don't know who the actress was, is trying to make it big, I guess, in LA or Los Angeles or wherever she wants to. And her story just kind of never goes anywhere. It just kind of falls flat. They never really pick that up because she joins with Kevin Costner and his daughter, who's good in the movie too. I don't remember that actress either. But I didn't really feel like if they're gonna have that story, you know, at least add something more to it. If not, then just leave it out completely. Because I did like her character, and I like George Lopez's character. They just never went anywhere. Also, the two presidential candidates, Kelsey Grammer and Dennis Hopper, great in the film, by the way. All the performances are good. Kevin Costner, though, I've never actually seen a Kevin Costner movie. I know how unbelievably bad that sounds. I've never seen Dances with Wolves. I've never seen Bull Durham. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I never really felt compelled watching these two characters, Dennis Hopper and Kelsey Grammer, go at it for the presidential campaign. I'm like, you know, most of the time I'd feel for these guys and I'd want one or the other to win, or I'd be leaning toward the other. You didn't really care who won. Which I don't know, I didn't really like that. But when the end came around, when the credits started rolling, I'm like, yeah, I understand why they did that. Because in the end, it doesn't matter who won, basically. And I was at first kind of mad at the end. I'm like, really? I mean, but I'm happy that they didn't follow the presidential characters as much, because that really explained the ending, which I like. Kevin Costner's character, back to him though, he's like the biggest bum in the world. He's an alcoholic, he's a drinker, he's so much, but then yet, all of a sudden he just like learns his lesson in the end. I'm like, I don't know. Really? I mean, that fast? But overall, actually, I did like the film. I am complaining about it. The performances were great. Kevin Costner was great, obviously. Dennis Hopper, Kelsey Grammer were all good. The music also did not like. Like, there's a time when she's about to see her mother, who she hasn't seen in like 10 years, and all of a sudden they're playing this music about rejoicing. I'm like, wait a minute. No, they did it when she was like fighting. When the father, Kevin Costner's character, was looking for his daughter, and they're like playing rejoice music. I'm like, why are you doing that? Shouldn't you be playing sad music? I mean, if you were to lose your daughter, that'd be kind of sad. I don't know. I really didn't like the music that much. Cinematography, I mean, I guess it's okay. I mean, like, for a small movie like this, I don't see the big deal. But also, though, I don't know why they released this in August. I don't know why they released this in the summer at all, let alone, you know, anytime, let alone August. I don't know why they released it at all. I wish this was a fall film. This is a movie that should be released in the fall, right before the presidential election, you know, and I bet it could have been a hit. But, you know, it didn't make the top 5 this week at the box office. And so, I don't know, I think it right now was not the right time. I think the only reason they released it in the summer, to be honest, was because it, like, took place in New Mexico, which is a hot place. I really don't know, I don't explain why they would try to release this as a summer movie. Because they didn't really make any push or any attempt toward marketing the film. I mean, this is a movie that The Dark Knight is still hot, and The Mummy opened up too. a sequel, which is obviously going to do good. And I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I don't know why they would have to release this at this time. But that doesn't really take anything away from the film. I just think that, I'm just saying to the people, if they wanted to make a movie that people would watch, then release it in a later time, October. But don't release it now, because it's not a summer movie at all. Especially something that comes out with like 3 action movies that are out right now and a superhero movie. I don't know. And the movie, it's like, I don't know who would see it too, because it's kind of, there's a lot of foul language in it from Kevin Costner, but like, it tries to be the sweet, heartwarming thing. Like, yeah, I guess you could take an adult, I guess adults could see it together, but like, at the end, they'll be like, I think it's more of something for like women and men ages like 65 to 80, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just like, they would come up being like, oh, wasn't that cute? Like, I mean, they wouldn't come up being like, oh, wasn't that cute? Because it kind of just changes all of a sudden from like a bit of like a political thing to a family-friendly movie. I'm like, I didn't really get that transition. But I know I'm complaining, and like, again, I did like the film. I don't know how to really explain why I liked it. It was just, I did actually kind of like the message in the end. And I did like, even though I didn't like how they made it a family-friendly film, the way, how it was, when it was a family-friendly film, I was like, you know what, I can kind of buy this little scene right here, because I thought the daughter was, and the chemistry between the daughter and Kevin Costner was really good. So overall, I don't know, if you want to see a movie that's not something that's a little, that's out of the ordinary, that's not, you know, an action movie, if you just want to see, if you want to just be entertained, be relaxed, and not go to a huge blockbuster, go see this, because it's not a bad film. It's a flawed movie, but at the same time, I bet if you'll see it, you'll probably enjoy it. 7 out of 10.